Good morning, students. We have already started the chapter Discovering Tut. The saga continues. We have already read in the chapter how people were curious to know how this young king died, and his tomb was discovered in 1922 by Carter, and he chiseled away the King Tut's mummy, and later he gave the explanation that in his defense that if he had not done it, then it must be circumvented by the thieves. And after that, the King Tut's mummy was extracted, and in 1968, and a few facts were revealed that the few bones are missing. Up to 2005, the technology or archaeology, the research type of research was changed, and the refined tools were used to search the fact, and the focus is on earlier the focus was on what were the things buried with him, as Carter did, but now the aim was changed. Now, what about the history of the King Tut's ancestors? King Tut's father or grandfather, it was not clear to the historians. Amenhotep III, whether he was father or his grandfather, was a powerful king. We have already studied that this family ruled over Egypt more than century, who ruled for almost 4 decades. Decade is a period of 10 years. That means he ruled for 40 years continuously. His son Amenhotep IV succeeded him. After King Amenhotep III, his son Amenhotep IV succeeded him, sat on the throne, गद्दी पर बैठा. He was very strange. Amenhotep IV was very strange king. बहुत ही अजीब था. He changed his name to Akhenaten. First he changed his name Akhenaten and moved the religious capital from Thebes to Akhenaten. He shifted his capital from Thebes city to Akhenaten. Also changed the name, now known as Amarna. Now it is in Egypt it is known as Amarna. He attacked a major god Amun. At that time people were worshipping god Amun, but he attacked god Amun by smashing, breaking, destroying his images, murtiyan, and closing murtiyan, pictures, whatsoever the people were worshipping, closing down his temples, and he closed the temples of god Amun. This must be a very difficult time of people of that time. Ray Johnson, director of University of Chicago's Research Center in Luxor, called this king Vaki. Vaki means mad. The research are still going on, and various facts are revealed, and Ray Johnson, who researched on this king also, or the history of or ancestors of King Tut, and he said that the Amenhotep IV was Vaki, mad. He was mad. After Akhenaten, Sumankhede ruled for a brief period. Then after Akhenaten, the next king was Sumankhede, but he ruled on Egypt very brief time, and then young King Tut took over the throne. और तब गद्दी पर ये हमारा young king who died गद्दी पर बैठ गया. He he never saw restoration of old ways. He tried to restore the old ways that he restored the temples of god Amun. King Tut ruled but 9 years and then died unexpectedly. King Tut changed the rules. He changed the again Akhenaten to Amun, god Amun, and after ruling 9 years on the Egypt, suddenly he died. So people were fan of this king, so they were curious to know about this king. King Tut's mummy and CT scan. This part is very important. Usually question comes on this. What are the results of CT scan? CT scan, computed tomography. This is the latest technology. It gives the detailed analysis or minute details of human body. No one knows how many mummies there are in Egypt, as there is a tradition to bury in the Egypt, so it was very difficult to recognize or search the mummy of King Tut. The Egyptians mummy project has recorded almost 600 mummies, 600, and is still going on. So the research was going on the mummies, and they have they have opened the 600 tombs and recorded the 600 mummies. King Tut's mummy was the first mummy to be CT scanned by a portable machine or portable scanner donated by National Geographic Channel and the Society and Siemens. Siemens, you must have heard the name of the company. They are making the medical machinery, which is usually you have heard about the hearing machines or the machinery at PGI is of the Siemens company. So National Geographic Society and Siemens, they donated the portable CT machine. As we have already read that King Tut's tomb was 26 feet deep, so it was very difficult to take out the mummy of the King Tut and then it is scanned. So they set up the machinery few meters below, and then few meters above they took the mummy and they studied. Tut's entire body was scanned. They did the scan on the mummy. On the night of the scan, workmen carried him from the tomb and rose on a hydraulic lift. Hydraulic lift, water which works on hydro energy. Lift into the trailer that held the scanner. Trailer is the room where the machine, CT scan machine, was put there for this research. So they took the King Tut's mummy above a few meters and they took it to the trailer where the room was set up. There were problems. When the King Tut's dead body was taken for the scan, problems came. The costly scanner could not function properly because of sand in the cooler fan. Egypt is a desert, so when they started working, as the weather was not good at that time, and the people of that area at that time said that it was the King Tut's curse, that if anybody tried to disturb him in his deep sleep, then for curse or death come to him. So the weather was cloudy and the storm was there, so the cooler fan of the CT scan machine stopped working. So the watchman said that the King Tut's curse was proving right, but all the hurdles were crossed. Soon the spare cooler fan was attached to it, and after the scan, the king was returned to his coffin in rest in peace. So again they put the king back in its tomb. Now what were the results of CT scan machine? The CT scan showed an astonishing, surprising image of Tooth, and his entire body very clearly. It showed very clearly King Tut's body. Zahi Hawass, the Secretary of Antiquity, was relieved that nothing had seriously gone wrong. So nothing special was found that King Tut was died due to murder or due to any disease. Nothing special was found. It was proved that he died natural death. As the technicians left the trailer, when technicians who scanned the mummy of the King Tut, they left. They saw the stars constellation which the ancient Egypt knew as the soul of Orisis, the god of afterlife. When the technicians were going out, they saw that Orisis was made. The constellation is the group of stars. It was exactly right above the King Tut's tomb. Now they and the Egyptians believed that Orisis is the god of afterlife. As in our culture we are saying Yamraj, in the same way they are calling the group of stars Orisis as god afterlife. They were thinking that it was taking care of King Tut. They felt as if the god were watching over the boy king. They thought that God was taking care of this boy king. So after research, nothing special was found. So dear students, read the chapter from the text. You will know the important lines, because question can come on any of the line. Thank you. Have a nice day.